Hello everyone, it's Evie here, and today I am talking about how to cope with changes in life, whether they are big, overwhelming changes or little, kind of scary, kind of stressful changes. I hope you can find something that will help you in this video. So, for me, I personally am currently going through some pretty big changes in my life, and it has been scary, really overwhelming, terrifying changes for me, because they're so different. And I've even had the thought of, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to the way things were. And I realized that those thoughts are completely ridiculous, that I don't want to go back to the way things were, because that's not the way forward. Not for me, at least. And one thing that really helped me was to feel grateful, to make a list of things that are good to come out of these big changes. So I realized that these changes are really helping me to move forward towards the life I want to live. They are really the building blocks for my goals for the future. And that's something to be really excited about. So, if you can find something that will help you feel excited and motivate you to keep pushing forward through these changes, it'll help you feel better about the changes themselves. So, I highly encourage you, if you don't want to write them down, just bring awareness to the good things these changes are bringing in your life. Even if you can find just one good thing that these changes are bringing for you, stick with it. Bring that awareness. And whenever you need to, remind yourself of these changes, of these good things that are coming because of the changes. So if I am feeling bad and I'm feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore, I remind myself, but this is the way forward. This is the way you want to be going. And that helps me feel so much better. It really does. Another thing that can help you get through your changes is depending on what the change is, trying to keep your routine as close to normal as possible. Now, sometimes it might not be possible to have your routine exactly the same, but other times you can. Like when I started my YouTube channel and started recording these videos, it was a change that was really scary for me, but it was something that allowed me to keep my routine the way it was for the most part, except adding the time to record these videos and everything that goes into uploading them. And other than that, my routine stayed the same. And so that really helped me to feel better about that change in particular. For my current life changes, which are far bigger changes, I am able to, for the most part, keep my routine the same as it was. Though there have been some changes that I needed to make to my normal routine. And for the most part, I feel good about it, and I'm still figuring out ways to adjust my routine so that I feel better, and creating this sense of normalcy. Having something that is from the old life, from the old you, however you choose to view it, will help you feel better about these changes, because at least not every single thing is changing. At least you have something to keep you grounded in yourself, rooted in what you want to be doing. Another thing that has helped me get through these changes is self-care. It is so important to take care of yourself. For me, in these changes, I have kind of thrown self-care out the window at times. There have been times when I've forgotten to eat, or I didn't drink enough water, and I got hangry. I got in a bad mood, and really didn't help, and it didn't help me to feel good about these changes, and I actually felt worse about these changes because I wasn't taking proper care of myself. So it is really important, because when you're not in a good mood and you're not feeling good about things, you're not going to feel good about these changes. And the odds of you sticking with these changes becomes lower because you're not taking care of yourself. For me, that's all on me. I know that it's really my responsibility to take care of myself, and it's not my circumstance that is keeping me from taking care of myself. It's just me. Um, but a lot of times when we talk about self care, people think that it is pampering yourself and getting massages or a manicure or whatever it may be. Um, and that can definitely be part of self care, and it can help you. But for me, self care is the little things. The little things are far more important to me than the pampering aspect of self care. Um, so making sure that I've had enough to eat and that I've eaten foods that are good for me. Making sure that I drink enough water, that I get enough sleep, that I exercise. These are all parts of my self-care, and they are very important. They are things that go overlooked a lot. So, like for me, I forgot to eat, I didn't drink enough water, and I wasn't feeling well. I was in a really bad mood, and I started feeling like, you know what, I hate these changes and I don't want to deal with it. And that was because I wasn't taking care of myself. So it is important. It is so important to take care of yourself in whatever way that feels right to you. So for me, yesterday I was exhausted, and it wasn't even 10 o'clock. And I was like, oh, it's too early to go to bed. I don't need to go to bed yet. But there I was, practically falling asleep. And so I decided, you know what, I need to listen to my body and go to sleep. And I did, and I felt better for it. And that's part of self-care, is listening to your needs, listening to what your body needs, what your mind needs, what your heart and your soul need. So maybe you need to engage your creativity, and that's something that your soul wants you to do. Then go and do that. That's part of your self-care. It really is. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself in whatever way feels good to you. As long as it feels good, that's the important part. Um, Another thing for me was that this morning I didn't feel like going on my normal walk, which is how I get my exercise. And I decided that I needed to do some yoga, which isn't what I normally do. And sometimes I get really into doing yoga, and other times I fall out of it and just don't care much for doing yoga. But I felt like I really needed to do it, and I was glad I did, that I stretched my muscles, and it felt really good because my muscles were sore and I needed to take care of my body. And so I started feeling better, like, you know what, these changes aren't so bad because I'm taking care of myself, that I'm doing what I need to do to feel good in and of myself. And the changes have nothing to do with my being able to take care of myself. It really just has an effect on how I feel about these changes. So make sure you're taking proper care of yourself and that you're listening to yourself. Whether you're listening to what your body needs. Do you need to drink more water, or do you need to eat something? Do you need more sleep, or do you need to exercise in a different way because your body is sore? Listen to yourself. That's so important. Make sure you're listening to yourself. And that, for me, another thing that helps and is actually part of my self-care is my spiritual practice. A lot of people, whether you have a spiritual practice or not, whether you consider it part of your self-care or not, the spiritual practice is a really good way to tap into your intuition and to tap into the guidance of higher beings, whether it's your guardian angels, your spirit guides, spirit animals, whatever you believe in. Your spiritual practice will help, and helping you to get that guidance towards how to move forward with these life changes, how to adjust to these life changes even. It can all really be helpful. For me, I try to make sure that I do the bare minimum of my spiritual practice every day. And sometimes I am too busy, or I forget, or just don't feel like it. And I don't do these things, and I feel bad when I don't. So I really try to make it a priority of participating in my spiritual practice, which for me, the bare minimum is doing my oracle or tarot card reading every day and meditating. Like, those are the two things that I make sure to do every day. And it's like, boom, spiritual practice. And that's my thing. For you, it might look like something different. You know, taking the time to journal or tap into your intuition can be part of your spiritual practice. Listening to what you need is part of your spiritual practice. So make sure that you're doing those things if that's something that you really want to be doing, if that's something that's important to you. Make sure to do it, because they will help you. When you feel better about what's going on inside, you'll feel better about these life changes, whether they're big changes or small changes. So I really hope this helps you, that you found something in this video to help you cope with whatever changes it is that you're going through. You're not alone, and there's always somebody there to help you. So I want to hear from you. What kind of changes are you going through, and how are you coping with them? How are you feeling about these changes? Do you feel overwhelmed, or do you feel really good about these changes? And what's a good thing to come out of these changes that are going on for you? So let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.